Oh, your boy is live. Where the hell is my Leatherman? All right, well, your boy is live. Bobby Roast Beef, Jigs and Bigs podcast. Mail showed up today, and with it was something I've been really waiting for. My Dark Horse tackle box for the month of August. Now, I got a message from Zach, and he said that there was a little bit of a delay in getting these boxes out. So it seems like where I'm located in the country is pretty quick with a turnaround from where they ship out from. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in here. Let me grab my boat key here. Alrighty. Let's take a look at what we got. I know there's one item in here that I am already very familiar with and a huge fan of. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. Of course, you open it up and you get to see the lovely faces of these two sons of bitches, Josh and Zach, right here. How we doing, Dave? Good to see you, buddy. They put a lot of work into crafting these boxes, and this is unlike anything else that's out there for a monthly tackle subscription. It's pretty amazing. So we got a little card in here. Oh, and look at this. You got to be shitting me. Look at who this guy is. Right on the front, featured angler, the one and only, who the fuck is Joe Brown? With Draco right there. Fucking great dog. August 2024. We got, this is the no skunk box, by the way. That's the theme of this August box is the no skunk box. Last year's no skunk box was very, very good for me. Of course, all of their hard baits that come in, they're rigged with vector hooks. I'm not flipping you guys off, but yeah, vector hooks, and vector hooks are crazy, crazy sticky sharp. The trebles specifically, that tornado sort of like patented, I guess, I don't know what you would call it, but it's like they like you're not losing a fish with one. If you get past the barb, you're good to go. Featured small business this month is Broken Twig Landing Nets. They get you a sticker right there, pretty awesome. Of course, I'm gonna pop the sticker in here. On the back here, there's an entire breakdown of what we have for baits that are in the box, plus an idea of what the retail price is of each of the individual pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the hard baits first. Let's go ahead and start with this. Now, this one here is called the Lil Digger right here, and it's a crankbait. I'd consider this to be a medium diving crank. Dives as deep as 7 to 9 feet. It's a 3/8 ounce crank, so it's not super heavy. It's got, as far as hooks, these are the Vector Tornado trebles. It's got a number 6 in the front and number 6 in the back. This color is called Molted Shad, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the fact that now Dark Horse is getting the baits, and then Dark Horse is doing the packaging themselves, and they've upgraded quite a bit. Like, they've got the logos and everything right in here, but on the back now they have all the specs, which is awesome. Very, very helpful. So if you're looking for the same bait, or you're just curious about the specs, you've got them all right there. I love that. I'm not really a big crankbait guy, but this is a nice flat side, and this is gonna get some use, man, especially as we go into the fall. Like, after this, up in the Northeast, we have this little, I would say, a little situation they call Indian summer, where we're kind of, I'd say we're in it right now, but I don't think so. I think we're really going to get hit with it, where it starts to cool down in August, a little bit at night, and then we get this bump up, and it seems like the first couple of weeks of September, it can get pretty hot, like in the 90s right there. But a flat-sided crank, once those temps start to really kind of, start to drop and actually continue that trend, can be just amazing. It's got a nice tight wobble, so I'm stoked. I'm gonna throw this puppy. You'll be looking forward to it. Let's pop it back in the box so nobody gets a hook anywhere, because it's been a while and I feel like I'm due. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the spent ones up here. Let's go ahead and move on. We got a frog, dude. The Toad Thumper. It's called the Swamper. Let's take a look at the specs that are on the back of the sheet here. The Toad Thumper It's from Toad Thumper Lure Company. It's a swamper. This is a, it says on the back, guaranteed best hookup ratio. And the one thing that I notice about this bait here with this frog, and by the way, I love the color I managed to get here, this bone color. Bone is a great topwater color all the time. But what I love is that, take a look at the way the legs are placed right in here. They're in between the bends of the hooks. So one of the things that I've noticed about frogs before is oftentimes where the leg is attached, when they're on the outside, this butt end of the frog will oftentimes get like wedged around the bends of the hooks and kind of get misaligned, and then it doesn't run straight, or you got to fix things. This thing, yeah, Wolf of Walmart says it. He says, Swamper walks good, dude. I 100% believe it. Look at just the size of, look at just the shape of the body right there. This right here is pretty badass. I'm a guy who only throws frogs when nothing else is going to do it. It is the size of a swamp. This is a big frog. It really is. But you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I like the shape of the mouth on this too. I like how it's kind of got that sharp angle right there. I feel like that's going to help walking quite a bit. I'm going to leave the legs up here. The black and white legs are pretty cool too. I got to say, I like that. I like that Toad Thumper. I like that a bit. So yeah, you know, I mean, we're going to be throwing this puppy in some of those hefty areas. I got a spot in the Connecticut River. I find black frogs work best. You know what's funny, Binya? I find that really, when it comes to frogs, you need something light, you need something dark, depending on the situation, and sometimes they're going to react the way they want to react. Dave says almost like a popper. Almost like a popper, not as sharp as a point as a typical walking frog, but I think this is going to glide really nice. This could be pretty good. I'm going to pop this guy up here. Let's take a look at what we got. We got a jig in here. Yeah, we got a jig in here. Madmouth Bass Company, they make some great stuff. I've got some of the terminal tackle in my terminal box. Great stuff. This right here is a structure jig. It's a 1/2 ounce mustad hook, and they call this color Super Black and Blue. Dude, black and blue jigs just catch fish. Oh, look at that skirt. That's a thing of beauty right there. That's a nice color. But when I show you what I'm going to be pairing this up with, you are going to understand exactly what the hell I'm talking about. This is nice too. It's a nice fine strands. This is great. This is a beautiful jig. And this jig is going to pair up very nicely with the trailer that it's intended to be thrown with, at least in this box, the way they've paired things up. Let's get all that skirt material back in the pouch. Check this out. I love these. Bang. Now I have a number of these packs in my tackle box. These bags are from Magnum Baits. This is the infamous beef craw. The beef craw is a 5-inch craw style bait. Look at this. I'm holding it right at the corner. Look at this up against my hand. This is huge. It has a very unique action. These claws float unbelievably well, and on the fall it has this sort of, you know, like a betta fish has like those big wispy sort of fins. It looks kind of like that when it falls. It really gets pretty freaking badass action. I like to usually, on a jig like this, I'll usually take and tear off this first segment right here to kind of make it a little bit more compact. I mean, a little bit more compact, like with something like this, every little bit helps. This is a great color, black and blue. Magnum has an amazing lineup of colors. If you're lucky enough in your Dark Horse box to get what they call medium rare, that's my jam right there. But on a black and blue jig, that guy right there, that's going to get munched. In fact, I was just testing a brand new jig rod today, and I was throwing around a black and blue jig with a black and blue beef craw on it. Couldn't buy a bite, but that's all good. And now we got a little finesse action right here, and this is going to be a good one. I actually want to rig one of these up to show you guys. So I'm going to show you the terminal for it and what this is all about. Now, this is from Biz Baits. Biz Baits makes some really great stuff. We've had some, I think, some spinner baits maybe from Biz Baits in the past come through. So this right here is what they call the straight up Ned. And it's a 1/8, which is like my favorite, the go-to size for me. It's like right kind of in my comfort zone. It's an 1/8 ounce 1/0 hook, and there's 3 in this pack. Okay, look at how flat the end of that head is right there. Like, this is standing up in any kind of situation. Absolutely standing straight up. Boom. Looks awesome. Looks awesome. Thank you, Mr. Reaper. I appreciate that. You deserve a sub, he says. You're damn right. You're goddamn right. But this is only half of the finesse application that we've got in here. I've been waiting to get my hands on these. I've actually, you know, with Joe Brown being the featured angler here, but also being co-host of the Jigs and Bigs podcast, it does look like a solid hook. Joe is a pro staffer for Fish or Die Bait Company, and this is one of their newest Ned style baits. This is called the Sharpshooter. It's a 2.8 inch plastic. What's the color they call this? Oh, it's got Agent Orange Stench. This is called Agent 355. There's 6 in this pack, but what's cool about this, it's almost like, it's like a minnow style bait. To be perfectly honest, it is. It's like a minnow style bait with this forked tail at the end, right? Super, super, you know, delicate here, right at the base. So it's going to get a lot of action. But what makes this a unique bait is it almost has, well, it has these 4 appendages up here that act almost like skirt material. Now, I'm going to rig one because I'm going to be throwing one of these for trout tomorrow, I think. Let's see, how do I want to do it? I think I want to do it like this. First, we'll line it up to make sure where we want that hook to come out. Right about there. It's a great color. There's a specific water color that I look for in when I'm out there, that I look for when I'm fishing to throw this color. I think that's about right. Oh yeah, this looks good, dude. And I'm going to tell you, oh my God, baby. Now, what's cool about this, yes, it has a flat head, but you could swim this with this tail and it would act as a perfect little minnow sort of presentation. You throw this on like a BFS or a spinning rod, and it's an absolute home run. But what's cool is these appendages right here just kind of flap along the bottom and give it a little bit of bulk right there at the head. This is a really, really good looking bait. Shit. I'm gonna have to talk to Taylor about this sucker. Yeah, this is really nice. And they do their own scents as well. Fish or Die has a line of scents that they do with a bunch of these. They're awesome. Yeah, that would work well on a chatterbait mini. Binia, that's exactly what I was thinking right here. I have a couple of finessey bladed jigs that I like to throw all the time. And this thing would be absolutely badass with it. So I am going to store this one right in the Fish or Die bag because I'm going to be tying that on my BFS tomorrow when I go out with my pop. So that is pretty badass. What a great box from some amazing folks over at Dark Horse Tackle. The entire Dark Horse Tackle team is just absolutely amazing. You're going to be hearing more from a lot of the team members, especially as we get closer to October and the Columbus weekend event that we have going. We're doing on the 12th of October. We have our nationwide slot limit tournament. That's coming up. You guys can go ahead and sign up for that. That is a 12-inch to 17-inch slot, all black bass species, and it's essentially catch as many as you can within that slot. The maximum amount of inches wins, and you win amazing cash prizes. But we are also donating a portion of the money coming in to Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So go ahead and sign up for that. We have this week's episode of Jigs and Bigs. There is a link on Fishing Chaos. You guys can go check that out. Michael Bradley says underspin. Dude, yes, underspin all day. Go ahead, sign up for that sucker. But with the Dark Horse Tackle guys, we have a little side bet, a side quest, if you will, with some amazing consequences for those that come in the bottom of our little group. So it should be good stuff. If you're a jig head and you're part of our Patreon, there was a post that I put out on, I think, Monday evening, with some information about getting involved with this outing that we have going on. So jig heads, check Patreon. JST Cosmic, thanks for coming in. I actually have to get rigged up and go out to work, and we'll see. We'll see you guys later. Thanks a bunch to Dark Horse Tackle. Thanks a bunch to all of the companies that are in this month's box. And who the fuck is Joe Brown? Go give him a follow on YouTube right here. Who the fuck is Joe Brown? It's not his username. You can find him at American Vet Fishing. We'll see you guys. Have a